that was kind of one of my first experiences, like seeing like a gay man portrayed in a non-negative light. I live in Texas, man. Like the 80s were not nice to gay people here.
No, they weren't.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
It was a big deal, and so this is an homage. The Ghost of Pedro, come on, that's a homage, not a slight. Man was a goddamn treasure.
Gotta pick one more.
I'm just like pulling them out of a hat for me.
Yeah, me too. But I put in one, and I was like, no, that's too mainstream.
I just want to put in a bunch of mutants for some reason. Like I'm not even like thinking about any.
It's because every now and then they pull in like Beast.
They do. They're like, come on in.
Everybody's an Avenger. If we learned anything from Endgame, that's true.
Well, but
if you got superpowers, you're an Avenger.
I really think that is kind of the thing. And the thing before the movies came out, I wasn't super into the Avengers. Like I've never really been drawn to the Avengers. Like
no.
I know that they're Marvel's quintessential team, but like in the 80s and 90s when I was reading them,
they were
the Avengers. Right. Yeah, exactly.
They felt old-fashioned. The X-Men felt like what was cool.
And
X-Men and Spider-Man. Like Iron Man was a fucking C-lister. Okay?
Right. If I were making the Great Lakes Avenger, Iron Man would have been the C-list. Him and Puck would have both. Right. Yeah. People like, here's your C-listers: Iron Man, Thor, Puck.
Go. All right.
Do you have any of your team assembled? Do you have the Great Lakes Avengers assembled?
Yes.
I don't. So let me.
Okay.
I've only got the two that I've already talked about. If you want to talk about a couple of yours.
Yeah. So I wrote this before you put Zeus, for the record. Hercules.
Sure. Okay, that was my second. It was going to be my second heavy hitter. So I was going for a father-son.
I like that. Okay, so I say we keep that. Those
good.
It's a family operation.
Yes. Much like Zeus discount brokers, discount sausage, unbound sausage. Okay, all right. Okay, I'll so Hercules is your first.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if he's the leader, but he's definitely the powerhouse.
Sure.
But the other powerhouse is the Betty Ross Red She-Hulk.
Okay.
She was a Thunderbolt, and she was in the Defenders with Doctor Strange for a while, and I don't know. They haven't used her. I wonder if they could get Liv Tyler back to do it. That would be kind of fun. So those are my two like big punchers.
Okay. I like it.
Then we've got Judd Winnick from The Real World.
Sure.
Former writer of Green Lantern.
He's like kind of like their Jarvis, probably, right? Like he hangs out more like there at the.
He writes down their adventures and sends them off to Marvel to publish.
He lives in their barn. They don't have like a building. It's like a barn, like a big old barn. It's barn dominium sort of.
But it's a nice barn.
Right.
It's not like a barn you'd see in like True Detective or something where religious sex crimes happen. It's like a rich people barn.
Yeah. 100%. It's not like a creepy barn. It's like a cool barn.
Yeah, it's a barn where you'd want to hang out.
Yeah, you would absolutely. You would want to. Not only would you want to save the Great Lakes region, but
you'd want to make it your home.
Yes, and they do. These people do. I can't find like a good list of Marvel characters for me to look at.
Of Z list.
I'm at a character index now. We're good. We're gonna get crazy with it.
All right. My fourth pick is Lilith, Dracula's daughter.
Okay.
She hasn't appeared that much, so I think there's a lot of room to sort of do stuff with her, and like taking a vampire out of sort of the big city, and putting it into like a more rural setting. What a weird okay, no, I
transplant. Like it. I really like it. It's definitely like a fish out of water sort of like
left field, fucking field.
100%. I'm here for it. This is no good. All right, who else you got?
Brother Voodoo. So they've got a powerful magic user.
Man,
he was Sorcerer Supreme.
Did you take like a sort of like a D&D sort of like what do I need here like aspect when you were building your team?
No, it's more like I thought I might have a chance to talk to some editors at Marvel, so I started digging around for.
So you've done some homework outside of this.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So there's some characters.
Oh shit! I got a good one here.
Okay, all right. But yeah, Brother Voodoo, who stood in as Sorcerer Supreme for a while, I believe. One of the times that Stephen Strange either died or stepped down,
or who knows? It's
exactly.
Sorcerer Supreme does some weird shit, man. He's into some weird shit.
Yes, he very much is. I've got Moon Knight just because you need sort of I figure there could be a good love story with him and Lilith. I don't know that much about Moon Knight, to be honest, except that he looks kind of like Batman, but he's like schizophrenic, I think.
Yeah, that sounds checks out to me. It's not making sense.
Well, shit, I can replace him with Werewolf by Night.
No. I like it. It's totally fine.
And then, because you need a little guy on the team, I've got Howard the Duck.
Is that your surprise?
Yeah, he's my surprise.
Okay.
Since you took Man-Thing.
I did. Sorry, that's such a good one in the Great Lakes. I need 3 B teams. I need 3 B teamers now. I got my C-listers.
What about War Machine?
War Machine, you do need. I'll go with War Machine. Give him some guns. That's good. So I got Zeus and Hercules, like that father and son, like tag team sort of at the top. War Machine is a good B-lister. Let me give you my C-lister as I'm looking for my other 6. Puck's my 1 C-lister. Night Thrasher is
holy shit, the skateboard hero.
Yes. You can tell that mine is very much my Great Lakes Avengers is very much influenced by the 90s.
Oh my god.
Yes, Night
I just
Thrasher.
I just thought of another.
Is it a B-lister or a C-lister? Because I'll take another C-lister on my team. I got some heavy hitters at the top there.
Let me make sure I've got the name right. Darkhawk.
Darkhawk, yes.
90s as fuck.
Like such a ripoff of like, and he was a Marvel character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've read some Darkhawk comics actually. Yeah, he was created by Tom.
Marvel UK imprint.
Yes.
Do you remember that, or like I didn't read anything of it, but I know that like there was like a couple of characters that were for some reason like Marvel UK. Like I thought Darkhawk might have been one of them though, but I guess it really wasn't.
No, he started in the 90s, but I think that's where Captain Britain might have started.
Yeah, it probably makes sense. Okay, so I just need one more B-lister then, because I'll take the 3 C-listers.
Okay.
Because Darkhawk, Puck, and Night Thrasher, you got some potential for some. You got some potential for some good like combo moves, I think. In that, I mean, like Puck could be thrown. He could propel Night Thrasher. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that we could do.
There's if you want to pull a mutant who doesn't get a lot of play, there's Sunfire or Thunderbird.
I was actually thinking Sunspot.
Sunspot's a good one too.
I was thinking Sunspot, but I already had a mutant in there, so I didn't really want to.
Okay, that's true. You got Puck.
Puck is my. You know what? Fuck it.
Do you have any magic users?
I don't. I was going to say Shang-Chi.
I think he's going to be an A-lister after that movie.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. He's going to be. But for now, he is on my B team.
He's ours.
He's on my B team of my Great Lakes Avengers, which coming in hot at the top is Zeus and Hercules, followed up by War Machine and Shang-Chi. Puck, Night Thrasher, and Darkhawk, bringing up the 90s with the C-listers. And then all of a sudden, you're doing something to Zeus's Sausage Factory. And you're being a bad person, and Man-Thing comes out because there's a swamp next. I don't know what Man-Thing
There are Great Lakes. I mean, he just walks out
there. Like, he is the greatest. Yes, 100%. All right, I would watch both of these movies.
Honestly, the more obscure the Marvel character, like I love the big names, but if I've learned anything from the Marvel movies, if you had told me 20 years ago that there would be a Vision and Scarlet Witch TV show and I would be excited about it, I would have been 100%. Like, who the fuck are you talking about? I knew who Scarlet Witch was because she was an X-Men bad guy, but that's it.
So was cool. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, she and Quicksilver were part of the original.
I wasn't. Yeah, they were in the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants.
Yeah,
they've had a lot
Toad
of
and
affiliations over the last.
Yeah, they really like to play the field, switch teams. They're free agents.
You know who you really should have picked for your heavy hitter? Franklin Richards.
That would be a good one.
He's like, I got to get out of this Baxter Tower, or the Baxter Building.
And he's like a godlike being, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like an Omega level mutant.
Yeah.
He's that would have been. I 100% behind the teams that we assembled.
I would watch the fuck out of the Franklin Richards Great Lakes Avengers.
He's like an omnipotent being who comes in to like save cats out of trees, and yeah, he really is. Okay.
Which makes him a threat. So like they bring him in as a member of the team, but also because he needs watching.
Sure, yeah. I mean, he's like Groot, and he needs supervision. Otherwise, he's gonna be just playing that fucking Atari game the whole time.
He could destroy the world too if he's
he's playing the Atari game.
Yeah, that's the thing. But the problem is that he's been brought into a team of unstable individuals like the Betty Ross She-Hulk and Moon Knight, who's schizophrenic.
He's like, hey, we're here to help you out, man.
And Howard the Duck, who's an alcoholic.
What if the Great Lakes Avengers movie that we pitch is actually your team versus my team?
So are they competing to see who becomes the Great Lakes Avengers?
Well, I think separate. What happens is, if we're going to give away the plot now,
let's pitch it.
Fuck it, let's do it. They both come up with these ideas independently of each other, about 50 miles away, so really close too.
And so the movie sort of works like that news gang fight. And
actually, it's not 50 miles away. It's across the lake,
so they can see each other setting up shop.
Yeah, yes. 100%.
And there could be a scene where they're both calling to Man-Thing to see whose team he'll join, like a dog.
Oh, it's like the pivotal moment in the second act, man.
Just looking, and Man-Thing doesn't have a personality. Nobody knows why he does what he does. Like, he is otherworldly as
well.
fuck,
I mean, I really, honestly, if I'm Man-Thing, I look over and I see Night Thrasher and Puck and Darkhawk, and I'm like, well, clearly they party. So like, I'm going to hang out with
these guys are badass. I'm badass.
They're just hanging out with a teenager over there.
Oh, it's a blonde-haired 13-year-old who can fry my brains.
Nah, I'm gonna hang out with the fucking the Godmen, and the fucking cool '90s dudes. Yeah, but then ultimately, obviously, they have to fight, like, I don't know, the Thunderbolts or something like that, and like the Thunderbolts come for some sausage, or I don't know.
Well, here's the thing about Marvel is the villains are never really what you're there for unless it's like Loki. Although I thought John Walker was a pretty good villain. Although he's not really a villain.
Right. Then he's not a villain, right? Did you know that Wyatt Russell is Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn's kid?
No, but that makes perfect sense when you look at it.
It's 100%. When I rewatched it again earlier tonight when I was giving myself a tattoo, I was like, oh, he looks just like a young Kurt Russell right there. Not all the time, because his jawline's not as like chiseled,
defined,
as his dad's is, but sometimes he'll be doing something, and when he's really acting too, you definitely like. I think
when he holds his mouth, you can see the Kurt Russell in him.
Yeah, 100%. And I was like when he's talking to the senators, like that's a scene where you're like, oh crap, that's totally Kurt Russell Jr. up there. What are you talking about? I see him right there. Did they de-age him again?
If they're gonna remake Escape from New York, I've got an idea.
Have I got a casting choice for you?
Yeah. Hot off the heels of the success of his Great Avengers,
his Great Lakes Avengers. He's going to be in the West Coast Avengers, and then what I think it'll be a crossover movie: Great Lakes versus West Coast. We find out who the Great Lakes Avengers team is,
right?
And then we find out.
Maybe like
who the best Avengers team is. It's going to be a free for all.
Oh shit! Like a triple Avengers bash.
Yeah, we're going to do that. That's phase 11.